I trust you in the dark. In the dark, I trust you in me. In the dark, I trust you in the dark. All right, friends, welcome. Hopefully we'll get back to some more centering in that song later today. Happy and good Sunday morning to you all. Welcome to Spirit Rising. For those who are tuning in online, Spirit Rising is a salon for the soul. We are a community of spiritual companions and fellow seekers on the path of the heart. We share our wisdom we're a container for spiritual direction, for spiritual discernment and development, and we share our wisdom with one another so that it might deepen and expand us individually and collectively. We understand, value, and nurture the role that personal and spiritual growth play in collective liberation. We are Spirit Rising, and we welcome you. I welcome you. Also, for those tuning in, I know it's just, well, I don't know if anyone else is going to be listening to the recording, but my name is Lizzie, and I have the pleasure and honor today of being your guide and space holder. And I have been a part of Spirit Rising for almost 10 years, and it continues to be such a meaningful source of togetherness, of community, of healing, spiritual nurturance for me. So thanks everyone for being here. I'm excited to spend this cold Sunday morning with you. So far, all of our folks here are in Missouri. Maybe some of our farther away folks will be tuning in. And let's just begin by taking some time to check in. I want to hear from you all and how you're arriving. And if you want to share, you could share with us how you're arriving today. And you could also share, if you want, something that you love to do when you're alone. When you're alone, what is something that you love to do or a way that you love to be? How are you arriving this morning, and what is something that you love to do with just you?
Good morning, Spirit Rising family. Good morning to all of you, Sweetie, Carolyn, Sally, Lizzie, Latasha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, for when I'm alone, that solitude time is just so precious. I love to settle in with a good book, something that nourishes my mind, my soul, stimulates my imagination, that I can just escape in. A good read, a good book. Yes, yes. And what was the other question?
Oh, just if you wanted to share how you're arriving today, and or something that you love to do when you're alone.
Today I am arriving, uh, trying to, or I won't say trying to, deepening my faith and trust in the sufficiency of God's grace. Yeah, that's how I'm arriving this morning.
Welcoming you, Mama J, with all of that into our space with your practice of faith and trust.
Thank
Welcome, Adande. We're just sharing, checking in, getting started, how you're arriving today, and if you want to share something that you love to do when you're alone.
Good morning, Spirit Rising family. I am arriving a touch fatigued. That is because my cycle decided to jump out of the woods yesterday. So she and I are trying to make peace with one another. Um, what I like to do when I'm alone, my default answer is sleep. Sleep and I get along very well. But honestly, I think I'm gonna like reverse the question. Um, and it's more like, things that I like to do by myself, or like, because I like going on long walks or taking long drives and listening to music, but I like doing it alone, you know. Um, I definitely enjoy the moments that I carve out to go float, and that is a solitary thing. But I'm by myself in physical form. I like to do them by myself in physical form because I get to tap into the voices that I don't often get to hear. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean, I enjoy doing the things with other people too. I like to have, I like to have just time where it's just me and the world and the earth, and I can hear clearly.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Thanks, Adande.
thank
Welcome.
you.
Welcome, Eileen. I thought I saw Eileen pop in, but now I don't see her. Oh, there she is. Anyone else want to share how they're arriving? Eileen, we're sharing just morning check-ins, and how you're arriving. If you want to share something that you like to do when you're alone. Morning, Momo. We're just offering morning check ins, how you're arriving, if you want to share, and if you want to share something about what you like to do when it's just you, when you're alone. That's also a prompt this morning. Anyone else want to check in?
Good morning, Lizzie.
Good morning. Good morning, Eileen.
You you look beautiful in your green today.
Thank you.
Um, I I'm arriving a little bit frazzled and tired because I'm finally getting to like um trying to put things in their right place and like organize piles in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to decide on a healthcare insurance plan for the marketplace. And all the prices are going up, so it's just kind of stressful. Um, and I'm trying out something new with my internet and my uh, laptop that's been acting up. So I wasn't sure if I was ready to check in, but I just wanted to um, do it in case something should happen to the connection because it's been a little bit sensitive lately, kind of like my demeanor this time of the year. And my friend saw me this morning at meditation. She commented on how dark my hair seems to be and like looking like winter has set upon me. And I really feel like it has. And all I want to do is like mend clothes and like read and like rest and like do little drawings or haikus when I'm by myself. But like I haven't really allowed myself that space because I've been so busy trying to keep up. with like life when it's, everything this time of the year makes me feel like I want to go inward and hibernate, but like on the outside, like in our society, everything is like gatherings and like annual reviews and just like a lot of, and then like logistically in our government, like end of the year stuff. And I'm just, yeah, struggling to not be overwhelmed by like the to-dos and being like honor my desire um to nurture my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Thanks, Remedy. Thanks, Leni. It's good to hear from you and your desire to nurture your spirit. I hope that this time this morning can be a place where we all can nurture our spirits together in this way.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Sally.
I'm getting used to being on, say, being on my own, but being alone. My daughter moved in with her partner, and I moved into my apartment on Thursday. And so for the last, yes, I have on my own, my sister happens to be out of town. So, and it's a new feeling because I'm used to my dog, the dog running around, I'm used to my daughter and the other noises. And now it's just my noises. So I have to get used to me. In an empty nest with the baby on the way. Which so there's a lot of changes going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just took time to start the book that I'm writing. Yeah. I just feel my time. Got the sleep. As Adante says, sleep is my best friend. So I've done a lot of that too. So, which I didn't need to sleep. But anyway, yeah, all of that.
Thanks for sharing, Sally. The changing landscape of your life and your, time alone. And yeah, we all have very different relationships to being alone, right? Or spending time alone. Some of us have not enough of it, would wish for just any amount of time alone, caregivers, caretakers of all kinds. Some of us who live alone wish for more time with others, for less alone time. Some of us relish and love alone time. Some of us resist it. There's so many different ways that we can relate. Some of it's like it sometimes and don't like it others. Probably have changing relationships to it and changing needs around it. Anyone else before we dive in a little deeper? Want to say anything about how you're arriving today?
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Lizzie, for facilitating. I'm arriving a bit nourished, had a little bit of fellowship last night, and that was really great to have. Playing silly games, which was fun. And for me, I rather be with people. I have a lot of time alone, so I would get nourished from others.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Sweet Tea. Thanks for being here. So glad you got good fellowship soul food last night. Well, friends, shall we take a step further together? I am really glad to be with you today. This is one of my favorite times of the year, and today's session is inspired by the season that we're inside of, these darkest days of December as we approach the winter solstice, as we approach the new year. It's also inspired somewhat by Rebecca's teaching, maybe it was almost a month ago now, on the wisdom of waiting. And it's also inspired somewhat by the Christian liturgical season of Advent that we're also inside of, for those who are in work with that calendar. As a young Catholic girl, I really loved this time of year when we as a people, the faith community that I grew up and my family, ritually lit candles every Sunday during the darkest time of the year as a symbol of the holy flame, as a symbol of the divine spirit within each of us, and as a symbol of life yet to come, life yet to be born. It was like this candle that we lit every week during these dark days was calling to and beckoning another flame on the other side of the veil that was making its way, that is making its way into life, into this world. This flame that's beckoning a possibility or a change or a way of being, some new life yet to be born. In this Advent season, it's a time of where we would practice waiting on Spirit, waiting on love, and listening to the quiet stirrings within us. This is a season of embracing darkness and unknowing, and finding some amount, or being at least willing or curious to see if we can find some amount of peace and receptivity and willingness to be inside of that unknown. Rebecca taught a few weeks ago, what really struck me was be really willing to really allow ourselves not to know. So seasonally in this hemisphere, as we all know, we're in the darkest time of year. The days are growing ever shorter, still shorter and shorter as we make our way towards the rebirth of the solar cycle, the rebirth of the sun, when the days will begin to get longer. And in this hemisphere, certainly further north of the equator, the earth is dying back. The earth is like going like this. Life is dying back into its deepest taproot, its deepest place inside. And it's storing its life energy to a place deep within where it will stay quiet and covered for a whole season. For a whole season, it will stay quiet and covered and hidden. And you know what else is happening? What has already been happening, we all know this in our hemisphere at this time, is that everything else that isn't essential to protect and nurture that now hidden life, everything else is falling away. Everything else is dying, and the life force, the plant or the tree is releasing its hold on anything that does not directly protect and nurture that innermost life. Only what is essential for the new iteration of that life to come forward. And maybe it's like this with our souls as well. Maybe there are seasons of our life and moments in our days or in our weeks when we are invited, when we are asked, or when we are compelled to let go of everything for a moment or for a season, to let go of everything, every thought, every activity, every want or need that does not directly support this inner life that is maybe not known or seen or fully formed, but that is deeply felt from within. So maybe our souls too have seasons and cycles like that, within a life, within a year, within a day. As Rebecca said a few weeks ago, transformation is an inside job. And what is more inside but the womb? What is more inside than the fertile deep dark of the earth and the soil? Darkness is where life begins. It is where gestation happens. Not only is it where it happens, but it is required. The seed actually requires the darkness to gestate. It's where dreaming happens. It's where we bring new life, new beauty, and new shape into the world. And I'm sure I don't need to remind any of this, but this time of year has also become a time of year of great commercialization and consumerism, this season of the dollar, and the season of doing this and that. And while there is great value and great nourishment in gathering together with loved ones and doing things together, fellowship and expressing our rituals together, a lot of the busyness of the culture, of our outer culture, which is about commerce and which is about profit, actually just creates a whole lot of noise and distraction. And this kind of noise and distraction really can have a quite deleterious effect on our human soul, which longs for resonance with nature and with one another, which sometimes longs for stillness and quiet and solitude, which longs for real, true connection and real, true meaning, which can only be found within us and within one another, right? Within our connections to one another. Our souls long to listen to what's underneath the surface, underneath the noise. A writer that I've recently revisited, who writes a lot about the sacred, really the sacred qualities of silence, but also like silence as a capital S, as sort of the ground from which life emerges, right? The kind of vibrating aliveness inside of life. Robert Sardello writes, "Happiness and silence belong together, as do profit and noise. So long as we live in a commercialized world, noise reigns. All the distractions that keep us from the center of our being, where stillness of soul resonates with the world of capital S, silence, belong to the world of profit. All the distractions that keep us from the center of our being belong to the world of profit." So today, we together are making this soul nourishing choice to be with ourselves and to be with one another in a meaningful way, hopefully to each of us, to turn towards this life and this meaning inherent within us, and to listen into the depths and the stillness and the darkness and the quiet at the center of this season and at the center of our own beings. And really, I want to invite us in this time to sort of imprint and really, to imprint in ourselves how we want to be for the next couple weeks as we move into the solstice, as we move into the new year, as we move into the December holidays, whatever those have in store for you. I wonder how this is landing so far for folks, and if there's any reflections yet. We're going to do some more, some more work and reflection shortly, but maybe I'll just take a pause and see if there's just how it's resonating, what's resonating with you or not.
I think, Lizzie, for me, I can always relate to the noise factor. I don't remember the words you paired with noise, but kind of like commercialism and noise. My fourth grade classes are the loudest, and I feel like I get the least bit of teaching in with those classes because they are so commercialized. They're
Mm.
so TikToks.
Mm.
Um, and the more you TikTok, the more you are on those devices, the less ability you actually have to communicate with each other. Quietly communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hear what's being said instead of hearing one word and reacting to that one word, as opposed to listening to the full sentence and the full directions.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice comes out like I'm outside the window and your voice is that loud. I think you just made sense of it for me because I just like, you all don't. We actually had a conversation about this. One child said to me, I don't know how you all live without social media. And I said, we communicated with each other. My father said, I'm picking you up at 3:30 and this is where you need to be. That's where I was at 3:30 unless I wanted to walk. So simple. You all sit next to each other in the cafeteria and you yell over each other. Our cafeterias were never that big because we knew we had to communicate. We had no other way of doing it. We had to talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so thank you for that insight. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It now makes sense.
Yeah, our technology and our media has certainly changed the way we communicate, the way we listen or don't listen. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Sally. Certainly has increased the amount of noise that is constantly circulating. Welcome, Misha. Good to have you here. Anyone else want to share how any of those reflections are resonating with you?
Can you hear me well, dear?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You all would be surprised how lovely it is outside when you're bundled up enough.
I
I'm just
believe.
feeling so good out here.
I believe.
Not cold. I love your sharing, Lizzie, and what's moving in my heart is how my conditioned orientation towards productivity prevents me from centering what nourishes my soul most, which is just being close with people and sharing our hearts and sharing our souls. And my intention for the holiday season is to really show up for that. And over Thanksgiving, I was visiting family and I was proud of myself because I just did everything that everyone was doing. Whereas normally, like I have a little bit of a too hard of a time fitting in. But this time I went to workout classes with my sister and I went to play pickleball, even though it was too hard for me. I chatted on the sidelines. What else? I did all the stuff. And I want to be more like that and just the joy of being together. I want to find more occasion to come to St. Louis And even now, I'm just like, I need to make sure I'm not working in the evening so I can hang out with my partner. Um, so that's what calls to me. And I really trust that, yeah, that life flourishes in the balance of solitude and togetherness. And much of us have too much in these times, right? Many of us do.
Too much what, Carolyn?
Too much aloneness in these times. Many do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just want to prioritize being with people I love.
Thank you, Carolyn. Life flourishes in the balance of solitude and togetherness. Isn't that true? That rings very true for me. Thank you so much. Appreciate everyone's reflections so far. Misha, we've been reflecting a little bit on this time through a earth seasonal lens, through this time of earthly quieting and this earthly stilling that initiates winter. We've also been reflecting on what the holidays are like from a kind of dominant culture place, and also from what's really meaningful to us and how we want to be with this season as we move into the new year, as we move into the December holidays, as we move towards the solstice. And we've been reflecting a little bit on these this balance of meaningful togetherness and meaningful aloneness or solitude. Does anyone else want to share anything? I thought we might move into some more reflections and kind of towards Carolyn's share a little bit, or just towards each of us really getting in touch with and setting some intentions around what's important to us in the next couple weeks, what we really long for, what we really long for, what's really important to us right now, and how we can meet those longings and protect that inner life that doesn't just thrive in aloneness, but also thrives in meaningful connection. And one way I wanted to offer, one doorway into kind of this inner wisdom that I want to tap into today, is the body. And we don't do this a lot in Spirit Rising, but I really love the body as a doorway to wisdom and as a way to practice inner listening, and as also a way to quiet the mind. One thing I've learned from my various spiritual and energetic studies, and just really understanding the nervous system, is when the energy is grounded in the body, it's a lot easier to access the care and the love in the heart, and also the natural quietness of our mind, not the overworking or the overthinking, but the natural spaciousness of the mind, where wisdom and information that's really kind of coming from a true and helpful place can drop in. So, Carolyn, I know you're walking, and people might be in all different kinds of ways. Maybe your walk is just perfect for you to be kind of in your body grounding. If you want to follow along with some of these practices that I'll lead, you're welcome. Or you can just kind of keep walking and do your body time how you do. And anyone that's here at home, This can be done seated or standing up. It's really up to you. So what I want to do now is that I want to guide us through a little bit of simple Qigong practice, a little simple movement practice, which is I'll lead us through some simple movement and breathing to stabilize and steady our minds, and also to nurture and vitalize our energy, our life force, right? And then from there, we're going to go into a time of quiet reflection where we're going to sit with some of these deeper questions about the season and about our longings and how we want to be with the season. And then we'll take some time to share with one another. Does that sound good to everyone? Cool. Okay, so I am going to, I don't think I can play music for this movement part because I don't think you'll be able to hear me that well, but I'm going to stand up. And again, you can do this seated, you can do this lying down, however you want to be. You can be on camera or you can be off camera, but this is just an opportunity to invite us deeper into our bodies and deeper into practice with our own life force and our own energy. I'm going to change my view so that you can see, so I can make sure I'm being seen. Okay, show self view. Let me get this situated. All right, how does this sound, everybody? Carolyn gave me a thumbs up. I think I saw a thumbs up from Sally and Lama J. We're trying something new here at Spirit Rising. All right, so let's just start. If you want to stand, that's great. You can come up to standing with your feet on the ground. If you're seated, just feel your body in your seat and maybe sit up a little bit so that you're like your back is supported. You'll do a little bit of movement, so you don't want to be like lying down, but you want to be, seated so that you can move your arms and your upper body a little bit. If you're able and willing to stand, just find a comfortable stance. And maybe just begin by taking your eyes around your environment and just noticing your space. If you're outside, you can notice the quality of the light. If you're inside, you can notice something pleasing about your environment. Sally, I'm loving the gold of your walls. That's such a pretty color. So whatever you notice that's pleasing to you about your physical space, just take that in for a moment. Good. And then close your eyes if you're comfortable with that and feel your feet on the ground. If you're seated, feel your sits bones and your seat on the chair or the couch. Relax your shoulders a little bit away from your ears and bring your hand gently to your low belly. And just take a few breaths, feeling the movement of your belly. And just practice noticing your breathing body here for just a moment as we begin. Just rest your mind on your breath, the way moonlight rests on the water. Rest your mind on your breath, the way moonlight rests on water. Good, and then relax your hands at your sides, and we're gonna do this first little movement that's simply a little bit of shaking. So if you're standing, you can shake up and down. This will feel good for you, Carolyn, being outside and keeping the blood flowing. If you're seated, just have your hands hanging at your sides and just kind of bounce up and down just a little bit in your chair, not literally like bouncing too much, but just wiggling around. And the most important thing is that we let the arms be relaxed and loose and shaking, and that the whole body kind of comes into this, a little bit of shaking, a little bit of vibrating. Good. Let's keep doing that. This can be as vigorous or as gentle as you want it to be. And we're going to take a few deep breaths like this. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Good. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. One more time. Good. Your arms are loose and relaxed like ropes at your sides. Good. We're going to do this for a little bit more, for maybe a minute more, and I want you to use your mind and your imagination now. And I want you to imagine that there's a golden waterfall pouring from up above you, from up in the sky, maybe directly from the sun, Carolyn. A golden waterfall pouring down through the crown of your head and pouring through your body, down, out through your feet and into the ground. So you imagine you're standing in the center of this golden waterfall. And feel this waterfall move through the crown of your head, filling the head, down through your neck and your throat and into your shoulders and out through your arms. This golden waterfall gently moving through and down and out through the arms and down into the chest and into the abdomen. Feel it lighting up your body, down into the hips and the pelvis. This golden waterfall, and it flows all the way down the legs, all the way out through the soles of the feet and down into the ground. And just imagine, hold in your mind and hold in your kind of energetic experience, this imagining or this experience of this golden waterfall flowing through your whole body, from all the way up above you to all the way down below you into the core of the earth. And take a few more breaths with this, shaking it all out, loosening any gunk. Good, and then kind of slow it down a little bit with your body, but with your hands. We're gonna take a few final shakes. We're gonna shake in the front of us, shake in the front. Good, and then shake behind you, shake behind your back. You might have to scoot forward if you're on a chair. Good, shake in front of your chest. Good, shake out to the side of your arms, and then up above you. Good job, everyone. And then let it all loosen. Eyes can be closed, or the gaze can be really soft, and just feel your body's energy from the inside out. Good. And now, let's take another breath here. Good. We're gonna do another movement here. We're gonna rub the hands together. So rub the hands together, and again, you can do this seated or you can do this standing. It might be a little bit more potent standing, but listen to your body, to your life force. Do what's accessible to you. Good, rubbing the hands together, and this time we're gonna kind of bend forward and back. If you're in a chair, you can kind of move forward and move your torso up and down if that feels comfortable, or just do the arms. You don't even have to move the spine if you don't want. But we're gonna have the hands down, palms facing up, and they're gonna come up, and we're gonna scoop the hands back into the head. Good, and then we're gonna exhale and just fall forward. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, we're bending forward, sweeping the hands back behind us. Inhale, scooping up. Exhale, bending forward, sweeping the hands, and inhale, scooping up. Does this make sense so far, everybody? Good, I think we've mostly got it. So we're forward folding, and then we're coming up and we're scooping our hands towards our head. And this movement is about scooping up and gathering up positive energy into your being. Scooping and gathering energy. If you want more of a visual, you can imagine that you're on a swing that's bound to the crescent moon, and you're swinging across the whole galaxy if you want. You're swinging across the galaxy. That's how expansive you're getting as you're scooping that energy into your head. So we're scooping positive energy into the body. We're scooping expansive energy into the body. Take a few more rounds. Scooping this energy in through the crown of the head. Good. And last one. Bring your hands down. We're gonna do one more final movement, okay, you guys? Thanks for hanging with me. This is a sweet experiment. Just take a breath here. Just notice your energy. And this last movement that we're going to do is going to help us to connect inwardly and energetically with the energy, the nourishing, fertile energy of the earth, and the grounding, stabilizing energy of the earth, as well as the expansive and bright energy of the sky and the sun. And so, I'm thinking for just a second, hold on. Yeah. So we're gonna, I just know this move in a couple different ways, so I'm thinking about which way I want to teach it right now. Okay, great. So we're gonna start by our arms up overhead. And you're gonna bend your knees a little bit if you're standing. If you're seated, just bring your arms up overhead. The hands are facing the head, the top of the head. Good, and just take a few breaths here. And as you inhale, open up your hands to the sky. Take a breath in. And then exhale, draw the breath down the center line of the body. Look, you can look and see how my hands are moving. And then as you exhale, the hands are going to move towards the ground and they're going to spread out. And it's like you're spreading the energy and the breath into the ground. And then as you inhale, you're going to draw the hands back in and up the center line, all the way up over the head. Good, where they'll come up over the head, oops, and exhale out into the sky. Good. Inhale now, we're gathering up the energy from the sky. We're bringing it down and we're going to begin to exhale it down through the center line of the body and spread it out into the ground. Spread it out like roots down into the ground. Good. And then inhale the energy of the earth, drawing the hands in and up, gathering the earth energy up the center line and exhaling it into the sky and spreading out that earth energy into the sky. Good. Inhale, drawing in the energy of the sky, the energy of the sun, that expansive quality. Draw it into the body, all the way in and down. Exhale, send it out through your pelvis, through your feet, through your hands into the earth. Spread it out and down. And then inhale, gather up this earth energy, this cooling, stabilizing, deep, rich earth energy up into the body. And exhale out into the sky. So that's it. We're going to do this a few more times on your own. Just moving with this energy from the sky and the earth through our own bodies. There's not a way to do this wrong. We're just practicing. We're just exploring. See if you can feel it from the inside out. And see if you can use your mind and your imagination to make this experiment meaningful and interesting. Take one more round. And the next time you draw the arms up, Just let them come up just part way and then settle them back down towards your belly. They can rest at your sides or they can rest on the low belly. And just take a few breaths here, simply noticing your breath and the energy in your body and the energy in you and your being. And just take a few breaths to nurture your life force, your life energy right here, right now. That inner sense of aliveness, just nurture that with your breath and with your attention. Good job, everyone. Thank you for being in that practice and that experiment with me. I want to take a little time now and move us right into some reflections. Let me just pause for a moment and think. Yeah, before we move into some more quiet reflections, if anyone wants to share anything about how that practice was for them or what it felt like or anything interesting that they experienced, there's a little room for that right now. And if not, that's totally fine too. No need for anyone to share, but if someone wants to, there's a little, we have a moment for that. Great. So I think we'll just go and stay with the quiet. Thanks, Carolyn. Glad that you enjoyed it. And I'm going to play some music for us right now, and I'm going to invite us into probably like 10 or 15 minutes of silent reflection. And I'm going to put some possible prompts in the chat. And I'm going to read them out, and there might be others that we want to add to it as well. And some of them we've already spoken to together today, but some of these questions or opportunities for reflection are: what is most sacred or meaningful or possibly challenging to you about this time of year? How do you feel called to be these next couple weeks? What is your spirit longing for right now at this time? How can you meet that longing? What are you letting die away, and what is most essential? When you get still, when you get quiet, what is Spirit saying to you? What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you sense? These are all possible reflection questions. There might be something else, or a different question that you're feeling called into. Another question that I really liked, that Carolyn kind of spoke to, is what gets in the way? What gets in the way of your prioritizing what is most nourishing to your soul or spirit? Carolyn kind of spoke to that in her share. Before we go on into our silent reflection time, I'm going to read one short little thing from a card that I drew as I was preparing for this session today. This is from the 13 Moon Oracle cards. by Ariel Spilsbury, and it's the card of attunement. It says attune, and it's a picture of a staff, a vertical staff. If you have received this card in your reading, there is a call to attunement. The staff symbolizes your vertical connection and attunement with spirit. With what are you presently attuned? Has your life become flat and gray with demands and expenditures of time that don't actually nurture you as a soul? Receiving this card counsels you to give yourself time to attune with your inner soul voice and remember what actually nurtures you with inner satisfaction and joy. The wise woman counsels you to give yourself more time to connect with your creative inner source. Perhaps this means spending more time in nature, meditation, or creating, baking bread, singing, dancing, whatever brings you into joyful attunement with your soul wisdom. So we're going to take a little time now to just be with some of these questions or with other ones that your soul is prompting you to before we share again shortly. I'm going to put on a little bit of music and just take time to journal or contemplate however you feel moved. In the dark, I find you in the dark.
Lizzie, we lost the sound.
We're going to take about another minute, everyone, until we come back together. Find your way to a pause place with your reflections. Well, I found that time supportive, and I didn't even hit half of those questions. So I hope that there was something nourishing, something clarifying to you in taking time to reflect in that way. So we have the opportunity now to share with one another, and we can either go into breakout rooms to share one-on-one before coming back into the large room, or we can share in just the large group. Was that a, Sally, I couldn't tell if that was for us, if that was like a, no, I don't want to do breakout rooms. Nope. Okay, good. I think I saw that. I was like, maybe she's talking to her daughter. I don't know, but that's good. I'm here for the feedback. So it says, do other people agree that we'd rather just stay in the large group? That makes a lot of sense to me. Great. Does anyone want to share any of the riches or insights that they gleaned?
Hello, Lizzie. If you don't mind putting the prompt in the chat, I did come in late, so I'm not exactly sure what you guys were discussing.
Oh, I thought I did put these in for you, Alicia. Sorry about that. And I just put them in the chat again. Do you see those?
I do. Thank you.
Perfect. Glad you're here with us. Hey, Adande, talk to us.
Hello. These were so good. Also, I didn't get through like three of them, but I spent a lot um on the first one specifically because I've never been really big on holidays. Um, you celebrate them because of, family and people around and, everybody's super hype. And I'm sure when I was a kid, because I loved Cabbage Patch Kids, you know, I wanted to make sure that I got one every Christmas, but I've never been really big on, excuse me, on holidays. So I think some of this for me is about finding or being rooted in a meaning. Like, what does it really mean to me and for me? What is important about it? Um, Clearly, like many of us, I was turned off years ago because of just the commercialization of things. I still like Cabbage Patch Kids, um, but I just, I don't know. I think the world has turned it into something so magazine-like that it's hard for me to see beyond that. It's like what is it called? The fondant that you put over the cake. It's like holidays have such a thick layer of fondant. And I'm certain that the cake on the inside is good and delicious and moist and all the things that we want it to be. But I'm just waiting on people to get done layering their fondant so I can move on to the next season and just make cake.
Mm.
Like when it's all done, I just want to make cake and eat the cake. I don't need all the rest of it. Um, so I'm, but I see people who like, this is their thing and this is their season, and they seem so excited and happy, and I don't know, it's a beautiful thing, and I, maybe I want some of that. So I spent a lot of time teasing this part out,
Mm.
like, what, how do I make this matter more to me? Because it doesn't really. I love seeing my family, but we do that for family reunions too. Like, how do I make this matter more? Because it just doesn't. And because, also the whole, if we're looking just from a Christian perspective, um, it's not like the dates actually align. So, there's also that. Like, there's so much. There's so much. But I
Yeah,
do love the lights. I love Christmas lights.
I love Christmas lights too. I was thinking when you were sharing, how can I make this matter more? Uh, what came up inside of me was rather than how can I make this matter more, like how can I turn towards what does already matter to me? Like what already has meaning to me, and how can I turn towards that? Thank you so much for sharing with us, Adande.
Thank you. And I like that reframing. Like, what does matter and how do I turn more towards that? I like that.
Anyone else want to share?
I think for me, um, I miss my family. My mother passed, and our our ritual was to get together the day after Christmas so that families could be with families, and then we would get together. And that hasn't happened since 2 years now.
Mm.
And my sister is in Hawaii for 6 months out of the year during winter, and the rest of us in town. If I run into them, that's when I see them. We don't make a conscious effort to come together. Um, and as kids, Christmas was a really big thing. We understood who Christmas was about. We didn't really talk about Santa Claus because, yeah, no. Um, And so as teaching, kids would always run around talking. I taught at the Catholic school. So they would, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus. And I said, that's interesting. I said, it's Jesus' birthday, right? Why are you getting presents? Didn't he gave his whole life for you. Why are you getting presents? I did some older kids. I wouldn't do this. So they just looked at me. That's a good question, right? So does Jesus get presents on your birthday? Anyway, but I know for sure that it's me missing us even getting together just for 2 hours, just to say, hey, hi, what's going on? This is what's happened. This kid's doing this child. We don't do that anymore. And I guess I should ask that question to them, pose that question on a family chat and go, hey, where are we? Where are we?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to Christmas concert today at the Rock. Brother's doing his Christmas concert. And I decided to go to Christmas Eve midnight mass, which I haven't done in years. But yeah, I miss my family.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Thanks, Sally. Thanks for sharing with us. Yeah, it brings up it can bring up so much tenderness or complexity around family and memories and ways things are now and ways things used to be and memory and all of that. So thanks for bringing that into the space. Anyone want to share anything else on their reflection or an intention that they have for moving through the rest of the season with?
I can share. I pretty much, because for me, I have to write stuff down to kind of formulate my thoughts. So bear with me. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure my mic is
We
great.
got you, Alicia. Thanks.
All righty. I didn't really answer all of the questions, but I did touch on what was resonating with me. Hold on one second. I don't know what happened. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. But okay. Anyway, all right. So basically, I kind of put this in my way. So bear with me. I say this time of the year, what most sacred isn't the light or the list or the loudness of celebration. It's the pause. That holy in between where the world keeps spinning, but my spirit is asking me to stop running. This season doesn't come gentle. It comes demanding. Emails still ping me. Needs still call my name. People still want answers. When all I got is prayer. And that's the challenge. Because I have spent years being strong on command, showing up even when I'm empty, holding space while mine was collapsing quietly. But these next few weeks, I'm not called to do more. I'm called to be present instead of prepared, to be rooted instead of reactive, to be warm, not because I have it all together, but because I know what it feels like to be cold inside. I am called to witness, not fix, not save, not carry, but was never mine, just witness. My spirit, my spirit is tired of earning rest. It is longing for rest that does not ask for receipt, but for stillness that doesn't come with guilt, for connection that does not require me to explain my pain or to translate my joy. It is longing for simplicity, for alignment, for my life to sound like what I said I believe. And I can meet that longing by choosing softness on purpose, by protecting my quietness. I like it sacred because it is. By saying no without an apology, by letting my body tell the truth before my mouth lies out of habits. What gets in the way? Urgency, dressed up as responsibility, noise calling itself necessity. That old voice that says if you rest, you will fall behind. If you slow down, you will be forgotten. But when I'm still, when I really get quiet, the spirit don't yell at me. The spirit whisper, slow down, Alicia. You are not late. You are not falling. You are not meant to carry all this alone. I feel it settle in my breath. That deep exhale I didn't know I was holding. I sent permission to put some things down, to trust the unfolding, to remember that presence is powerful even when nothing is being produced. The Spirit says to me, stay close, stay honest, and stay open. What meant for you will meet you, not in rush, but in stillness. And right now, the stillness is the work. That's all I have. I'm sorry.
It's almost it's almost hard for me to speak, Alicia, because it's so what you offered us is so beautiful and powerful and resonant. I feel my own spirit really quieting and really opening to your words. Maybe we can all just like rest in this for a moment.
You know what? I just want to follow up is by saying that it took all I had not to get emotional because as I was writing this, it was telling me because oftentimes when when I feel like I have to do something, I have to do something, or therefore I'm not utilizing my purpose, or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, and so oftentimes I get exhausted because I'm trying to do more than what I need to do. And of course, that little voice in my head is telling me, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta da 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 da. But then sometimes I have to be okay with stillness, quiet. I have to be okay with being quiet. It's okay. But oftentimes to me, quietness means that I'm not moving. When it's really the opposite. It's just saying this is a pause, and just relax. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to be a shero. And that is something I've struggled with for quite some time because I'm always told that I don't matter. I was always told that you are nothing. You are da 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 da. And so I internalized that and saying that, well, let me show them that I do matter. Let me show them that I am important. Da da da. And so that cause me to do more is putting myself further than what I should be doing. And it's okay. The bare minimum is okay. It doesn't mean that you're less than. Doesn't mean that you're not important. Whatever you are able to offer within your capacity, you can do that and be okay with that. And so that is something that I'm in therapy for, to kind of to get to the point where I need to be selfless. And being selfless is also something that's going to keep you going. And so I just wanted to add on to that, why that almost made me emotional, because it's like myself talking to me, like, you, hey, I'm talking to you. So yeah, just want to offer that.
Thank you so much, Alicia. It just means a lot to receive the real, like, clear and strong direction and words, and like your, what is that, like, I'm almost at a loss for words, but like your direction that you're receiving from spirit, it's really meaningful to receive that here in this space. And I felt emotional listening to you. Yeah, I felt a lot of emotion listening to you, and a lot of like resonance in my own like resonance and relating in my own ways, and also like so much compassion and care for you and the messages that you're uniquely receiving from spirit and the reality that you're uniquely living. And so I just really appreciate you bringing that wisdom through. And maybe the last thing I'll just say is like when you speak and I think about like the ways I experience wisdom like that, wisdom that's telling me to get slow and get still and quiet and like trust in something inside me that's really different than like all these things that I either think I need or other people need from me. It's like, and it's like, what am I going to be obedient to, essentially? Like, what am I going to respond to? Am I going to respond to this inner stirring and this inner direction? Am I gonna listen to that? Am I actually gonna get still? Am I gonna trust that? Or am I gonna keep spinning, keep moving? And that's a real, I feel that in me. And I just appreciate you so much bringing this. There were so many moments I was writing things down, and then I just had to stop because it was so many lines and I wanted to take it all in. Thank you.
Lizzie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm chewing on these tasty morsels that Alicia put down, and I'm realizing that like a lot of what she's saying is like similar narrative that's going through my brain and my heart. And a lot of the time I get in my own way, and it's hard to trap because I have this voice that's saying it's only up to you, and like no one else can like help you with it, and it can be like difficult to like trust in the universe, in creator, to like and like surrender that there's like that you can slow down, that like especially this time of the year where there's so much like of the consumerism, and then there's also this like um, this yearning to be with family, and I'm not close to my family like distance wise, and I realize that amongst like all the Christian and Hanukkah like um sayings, like I'm yearning for like a Buddhist like lens of like how to like deal with the darkness and like close this year as well. And um sometimes I can feel kind of lost, and it's um it's not working to like anchor in like all the things that one like has to do. It's like, and I pulled a a journal that I hadn't written in a while to do the exercise. And there was just like this beautiful page about transformation, strength, and courage from like the January 1st, 2018. And it just has all this like wisdom that like is like coming from myself, you know, like if I just give myself a chance to like look back, you know, and um like really listen to the quiet and not the noise, and just give more grace that I think I want to give myself more grace that everybody's like impacted by the noise, and 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 trust that I'll be able to filter through it with just like a lot of patience, and yeah, that like grounding through like the movement and taking like pause whenever possible to reconnect, um and not get stuck in like the wheels of like um just like the grind, but like have compassion and like find like become more, I want to become addicted to the joy and lean into that. Um, but it just can feel hard because with like the trees being bare, like the scarcity feel can be mounting, and I have to remember that they're storing energy, and in return like I can store energy, and um it makes sense that like you know our molecules are like more still, and we need stillness, and I'm I'm hoping to make space to allow that through the traversing the din of the noise, because there's a lot of it. Um, thank you.
Thanks, Eileen, so much. Really feeling your heart and feeling the ways that you're, yeah, what some of your longings are and some of what you're reaching for, and just the challenge of navigating the din and finding ourselves there. Thank you. Does anyone else want to share anything before we move towards our close? I feel like my heart and spirit has kind of like the noise has kind of settled, and I've like found my own inner attunement and frequency, and like tuning in to my heart during this time for sure. Well, I thank you all so much for being with me today. It's been really sweet. Thanks, Carolyn, for giving me the invitation and the opportunity to hold space today. Yeah. Anyone wanna? Is there any announcements? Anything anyone wants to make before I close this out?
Thank you for accepting the invitation to be with us today and leading us today. I appreciate it. It's very insightful.
Thanks for being here, Sally, and thanks all of you for your presence and willingness.
I appreciate you trying new stuff with us, especially the Qigong. It's sweet to do embodiment together. And I felt like the prompts really took us to a deep place. So thank you for leading as you. I really enjoyed every bit of it.
Thanks, love.
Well, I'm not sure this is my first time meeting you, Lizzie, but I'm Alicia. That's why it was nice meeting you in this virtual space. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to meet you in person at some point. I do know that that Rebecca mentioned that there will be like an all Empower Institute gathering in January. So maybe I'll meet you there if you're available. So thank you for this wonderful offering. And this really took me to a deep space to where I have to do some more self-reflection. So thank you for your offering.
Thank you so much, Alicia, and you brought me to a really deep place. So thank you so much for sharing. If you want, I'd also welcome, I'll put my email in the chat. I don't know if you wrote that in a journal, like a handwritten journal or on the computer, but if you wanted to share that reflection with any of us, I would love to send that out, or at least reread it myself. It was really meaningful and like buzzing with spirit for me. And yes, Friday, January 23rd, I believe, whole save the date. That will be a all Empower, including Spirit Rising party. Friday, January 23rd. So if people want to save the date for that, I'm sure there will be more info to come. Okay, let me check one last thing. All right. I'm going to close us with a poem, and thank you, Eileen. Second Sundays, maybe Saturday, December 20th, yoga, Bhakti Yoga at 1:30 p.m. and social dreaming at 3:15 p.m. Saturday, December 20th. You want to say more?
Oh yeah. So today there is a free store that got moved from the third Sunday at House of Figs. From like 1 to 3, I think, where people just bring donated items and give away things. And so I had to move my offering. But like next Sunday is solstice. So I'm still gauging my energy and potentially postponing till this Saturday, but I just wanted to give people a heads up to gauge interest because it can be a good way to like integrate everything that we like talked about through like restorative yoga with like tonal vibrations with chanting, and then in social dreaming is doing a visual meditation collectively to dream together and make art. So yeah, I'm still working out my um my schedule, my calendar, and wondering if I should just, you know, move it, like just keep the January one or like still try to do it this coming Saturday. Yeah,
Maybe you can put your email in the chat, Eileen, and if anyone's interested in that, they can email you directly, if they want to follow.
right.
I won't be able to come this Saturday because I will be working. And
Okay.
just yeah, why don't you put your email in the chat, and if anyone wants to reach out with you about that, they can. All right, everyone. Beautiful. And that, yeah, thanks for that info, Eileen. I'll close us with a poem. And this is called, I'll put it in the chat as well. Before Winter Solstice, I Remember, by Rosemary Watola Tromer. This, too, is what we are born for. This waking in darkness, unable to see, but still able to hear the shush of wind in bare branches, able to feel the charge of our heartbeat, the swell of our belly as it fills with borrowed air. I have spent my life learning to love these shapeless hours before the light finds us. These shadowsome nights when my whole being seems to stretch beyond the bed, beyond the room, beyond the home, beyond the valley, beyond even the globe, as if I rhyme with the dark that holds us, the dark that surrounds us, this whole swirling spiral of galaxy. Sometimes I feel how that infinite darkness calls to the darkness inside me, as if to say, remember. Remember where you come from. Remember what you are. And the darkness inside me sings back. Peace be with you all. Love you much.
Shade, everyone. Have a happy holidays, everyone.
Okay.
Blessings all. Thank you, Lizzie. Beautiful day all.
Thank you,
Good to be
Lizzie.
together.
Thank you, Lizzie. So beautiful.
So beautiful, so nourishing. Thank you.
Thank you all. If you're interested in Eileen's yoga or social dreaming, let her know so that she can figure out when to schedule.
Namaste.